Alright guys, so today we're going to be trying out this lemon and burrata ravioli. I do not know if I said that right. This is from Marketside, from Walmart. Creamy mozzarella burrata infused with fragrant lemon zest. I thought this was really weird. I've never had lemon flavored ramen. I mean, not ramen, but I've never had lemon flavored ravioli. Sounds really weird, but gonna go ahead and try it. I did look up a sauce to make with it because I figured like normal pasta sauce, like red sauce or Alfredo, would not be good with this. So let's go ahead and get into this. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and do the nutrition facts, and then I am going to make a sauce for this, so I'll probably go ahead and record that. So this will be kind of a cooking video. Sorry I haven't been doing cooking videos lately. It's so much easier to do reviews, and I have a lot going on, and usually there's people coming in and out of the house a lot of the time, so it's just easier for me to do a quick little review than a very long cooking video. I really do miss cooking though, and I will be making more cooking videos sometime. I'm just not sure when. Alright, so 2.5 servings per container. A serving size is 1 cup. Honestly, I feel like I'm going to eat all this because this is like 1 serving to me. This is a smaller pack, and I believe it's like $3 or $4. Their bigger packs were around like $7, I think. There's really not that much ravioli in this, so I feel like the whole package like would be easy to eat. So if we're gonna do per container, I guess we could do per serving, but I feel like most people would just eat this whole container. So 650 calories per container, and it is 250 calories per serving, but for now on we're going to go per container. Total fat is 24 grams, saturated fat is 12 grams, trans fat is 0, cholesterol is 80 milligrams, sodium is 870 milligrams, total carbs is 74 grams, dietary fiber is 8 grams, total sugars is 1 gram, protein is 32 grams. And like I said, that is the whole entire container. But if you want to look at the calories for just a single serving, if this focuses, I'm not sure, you're able to read it. So there is cooking instructions. Boil water, let it cook for like 4 minutes and take it out. Since you only have to cook it for like 4 minutes, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually make the sauce first, and then I might just cook these in the sauce for like 3 to 4 minutes instead of boiling them. They're already really soft and cooked. I think you're just really reheating them basically. Alright guys, so I've never made this sauce before. And like the ingredients are online, but they didn't give me like how much to use. So I'm just going to eyeball all this. No measurements, and hopefully it turns out good. So we're going to start with our butter. And like I said, I don't know how much to use. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just grab about half a stick. That sounds about right to me. I know that's a lot of butter, but we are making a sauce. So I feel like it needs a lot of butter. In fact, I feel like it needs more than that. So we're going to add just a tiny bit more. Now, we're just going to let this butter get all melty, and once it's all melted down, we're going to go ahead and add in some garlic. I do not have fresh garlic for once. If you've seen my other cooking videos, typically I do like to use fresh garlic, but all I have is garlic, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty low on that too, but we'll go ahead and probably just add the rest of the garlic into here. Alright, our butter is pretty much melted, so I'm going to go ahead and add in our garlic. Now, I actually have more than I thought I did, so yeah, we're just going to get a good spoonful or two. I was going to use this, but it's covered in butter, so actually give me a minute. Alright, got a little measuring spoon. Got some garlic. Just going to throw it into our pan. And we're going to get some more. Maybe a tiny bit more. I like garlic. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and get this nice and seared up. And we are just going to keep stirring this, making sure we do not burn our garlic. But just keep cooking it until it's nice and fragrant. It shouldn't take too long. Also, I just realized that this recipe does say to use some pasta water into it. So I guess I probably will go ahead and boil my ravioli. And then we'll just add it into here. Gonna turn the heat down just a tiny bit. Alright guys, so now we're gonna just go ahead and zest a lemon. So I'm gonna take some grater. And we're just gonna go ahead and zest this lemon. It is working, but it's kind of just sticking onto this grater. But we're just going to keep going and get a decent amount of zest. And I might have to scrape it into the bowl. Okay, it's finally falling in there. I am going to add a little bit more off camera. Alright, there's a little bit of zest in here. I think I should use a little bit more, but I'm having some issues with this grater. It's not the best. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this into our pan. Just going to scrape it out. Alright. As you can see, some of our garlic did burn a little bit. It's fine. It's not a problem. So now we're going to add some heavy whipping cream. That might be enough. Like I said, I'm just eyeing things. There's not a whole lot of ravioli, so I don't think we need a whole lot of sauce. I do like my stuff saucy, but we're going to add some cheese and stuff in here as well. Alright, so I just cut my lemon in half. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this seed real quick. And I'm going to squeeze some lemon juice in here. If any seeds fall out, just go ahead and collect them with a spoon or something. And that should be good. Now, while this is heating up a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and grab another pot and start my water and boil my raviolis. Alright guys, so this is what the ravioli looks like. And as you can see, this is kind of like why I said it's like one serving, because honestly, there's really not a whole lot in there. But supposedly it's supposed to feed 2 people. Definitely not my fat ass. It's going to feed just me. I ain't sharing it with nobody. So, we have some water. Got that turned on. And we're just going to go ahead and boil these for about 4 to 5 minutes or so. And then we're going to dump a little bit of that pasta water that's left over into our sauce. And our sauce is starting to thicken up. So what we're going to do with our sauce now is we're going to go ahead. So we're going to add some we're going to go ahead and add some Parmesan cheese. Nothing fancy. If you guys want to be bougie and buy fresh Parmesan, go for it. I just grabbed this Crystal Farms Parmesan cheese. I didn't do the job. So we're going to go ahead and add quite a bit of this in there. I do like cheese. Probably about half the bag. We might add a little extra heavy whipping cream in here too if I need to, but we'll see how I feel. Adding the cheese is definitely getting it nice and thick, but it might be a little too thick for me. So I think I am going to add another splash of heavy whipping cream. I don't like a super thick sauce, but I also don't like a really runny sauce. I like it to be somewhere in the middle, so I feel like just adding an extra little bit of whipping cream will. Alright guys, so we have some fresh basil, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut this up. You could chop it up, but I feel like this is a lot faster and easier. And we are using some kitchen shears to do this. If you don't have fresh basil, you're welcome to use dried basil. But the fresh basil was not very expensive. It was only like $1.99. So I figured, why not? Give this a nice stir. I will say this sauce is smelling really good. It's very cheesy. And we're just kind of waiting for our ravioli to be done. And then we'll add a little bit of the pasta water into here. And we'll go ahead and taste test this. Alright guys, so our raviolis are starting to float up, and when they float, that means they are done. So we are just going to go ahead and toss in a little bit of this pasta water. That's probably enough, probably more than enough to be honest. And we'll give this a nice little stir. Make sure this is nice and incorporated. And then we're going to add in our... Actually, I might just go ahead and pour this sauce over the raviolis. I'm going to go ahead and plate this up, and I'll see you at the table. But if you want, you can just put your raviolis inside of here, then have people come and get it and eat it. Alright guys, and here is our lemon ravioli. All plated up. Alright guys, so I got my plate. Let's go ahead and try this out. Definitely another bite. Didn't get much sauce on that one. And also, it was really just noodle. I'm going to get a little bit more sauce on there. This is actually really, really good. It's a little different. I'm not used to having like that citrusy flavor in my ravioli. But the creaminess of the sauce and the cheesiness and like the garlic, I don't know, it really works well with that lemon. I actually really like this, and I would make this again. It's a pretty cheap and easy meal. The ravioli, like I said, was like $3 or $4, and they did have bigger packs if you wanted to feed a bigger family, but for me, you know, just one pack's good enough. Lemons are cheap. Whipping cream can be expensive, but I think it was like $3 or $4 for that small one. Isn't too bad. I didn't use the full thing. I probably have enough to make like another meal with it. So honestly, pretty cheap meal. But yeah, this is really good. The ravioli itself is a pretty good pasta. Like, it's al dente. It's not too soggy. It's great. And then it has that cheese inside of it. And lemon flavoring of some sort. I'm not sure if it's like lemon zest or lemon juice or what's inside exactly, but you do get that lemon flavor. And then the lemon sauce, it just, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you've been like iffy about this, I can tell you right now, it's actually really, really, really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a solid 9 out of 10, honestly. Very high rating. I love ravioli, and this honestly is really good. I usually just get like a basic spinach and cheese ravioli, but this is great. I would definitely pick this up again. Um, yeah, so if you're at Walmart and you see the Marketside lemon ravioli, definitely pick it up. Definitely worth the grab. Alright, guys, I'll see you guys later. Share, like, comment, and subscribe. If you end up trying this or making the sauce, let me know how you feel about it. I'd love to know your comments. I'd love to see your comments. Alright, guys, see you later.